Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for Folktales with Folklorama. I hope you're all staying warm. It is chilly out, and it looks like it will continue to be chilly out for some time. But I guess we've been lucky for the past couple of months that it's been nice and warm. We'll just wait a handful more minutes here before we start the reading of Mulan's Lunar New Year, so that other people have a chance to join. So thanks again, folks, for taking time out of your evening tonight to join us for Folktales with Folklorama. This is a all-month event, you can say, for in honor, in lieu of I Love to Read Month. Normally, we would be in the classroom reading to elementary students, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have gone virtual this year. So be sure to check in the Folklorama Facebook page. We'll go live all month long, reading various tales or stories from various different cultures. So I think we'll just wait maybe 1 or 2 minutes for some more people to join us, and then we can start the reading. So I see we have a comment here from Christy saying, how's my Lunar New Year going? So it's great. So I do celebrate the Lunar New Year. A happy Lunar New Year to those that do celebrate and observe this day. So today has been a great day. I've got to visit some relatives, pandemic, socially distanced style, so to speak. Got to kind of knock on their door and wish them well for the new year from afar. And as a non-married individual, I will say, I get to go get lucky red envelopes. So those lucky red envelopes look something along these lines. So they're usually filled with money, and it's a way of passing on luck from one person to the other. So that's always a fun part of this festival. Okay, so time is now 8:02. I am going to get started reading. So today we will be reading, or I will be reading, Mulan's Lunar New Year. It's written by Natasha Yim and illustrated by Sophie Lee. So within this story, Mulan goes through the Lunar New Year day and the Lunar New Year Eve beforehand, and some of these traditions and things that she does are very common for people who celebrate the Lunar New Year. So I'm very excited to share this story with you today. So, Mulan's Lunar New Year. And I'm going to try my best to keep the pictures in the screen here. So, it's the day before Lunar New Year, Mulan's favorite festival. And the Fa household is hustling and bustling with activity. Mulan leaps out of bed, but her legs get tangled up in the quilt, and she lands on the floor with a thud. This is not a lucky start to the new year, she thinks. She quickly untangles herself and hurries to her wardrobe. Now that Mulan is 7 years old, she can finally help with the preparations. Her grandmother Fa walks into Mulan's room and says with a laugh, I like your originality. Mulan blushes because she notices that she's put her clothes on backwards. I think you might need some extra luck today, her grandmother says, smiling. Everything you do during the New Year festival either brings you good luck or not. So here's a little red for luck, she says as she places a sprig of flowers behind Mulan's ear. After readjusting her clothes, Mulan runs into the garden to help her mother gather flowers. Fresh flowers welcome the birth of the new year, her mother reminds her. They bring happiness and prosperity. Together, they carry the flowers from the garden and place them in vases around the house. Mulan wants to sniff every bloom, and so does her little brother. Crash! Oh no, Mulan cries. This is not a lucky start to the new year. Mulan grabs a broom and begins to sweep up the mess. Don't worry, Mama says. We'll sweep out all the bad luck. Make sure you get all the pieces, though, because we won't be able to sweep for the first few days after the new year starts, or we'll sweep away the good luck. Why don't you come help me with the New Year decorations? Her father suggests when he enters the room. Mulan brightens a little. She has been learning calligraphy and is eager to show her father how well she can write. Her father hands Mulan some black paint and a paintbrush. She watches as he writes Fu, the Chinese character for luck, in perfect bold strokes. She likes how he always ends with a fancy twirl on his brush. Mulan dips her brush in black ink and carefully writes Fu. She tries to end with a fancy twirl of her brush too, but splat. Ink covers her decoration. Mulan grabs another piece of paper to try to soak up the ink, but the more she tries, the worse it gets. Tears spring to Mulan's eyes. Her decoration is ruined. Ah, Mulan, no need to cry, her father says softly. When we face a tall mountain, there's always a way through. Why don't we try again? So her father and Mulan paint more decorations and then hang poems up around the house. The Fu is upside down, father, she says when he hangs up her decoration. I'll fix it. It's meant to be that way, Mulan, he explains. The upside down Fu means good luck will come to our family. Mulan sighs and walks out to the garden, feeling defeated. Everything I do is wrong. Maybe this is just not a good luck year for me, she says quietly. I wanted to be helpful, but maybe I ruined our luck. Mulan thinks she's alone, but her grandmother overhears her. Don't be sad, Mulan, she says, sitting down and taking her hand. Everyone makes mistakes, and luck can come in many different ways. I have an idea. Come with me. Maybe we'll find some luck. So grandmother takes Mulan to the nearby street market, and they admire a dragon kite flying high in the sky. Do you want to fly one? Her grandmother asks. Mulan nods enthusiastically, and grandmother buys her a beautiful kite. I bet you can fly yours higher, her grandmother says with a wink. But getting the kite into the air is harder than it looks. Oh no, my kite, Mulan cries. I think, her grandmother says, that kite flying is a two-person job. So together they untangle the strings, unfurl the kite in the breeze, and watch as it floats high in the sky. See how high it goes? Her grandmother says. Now that's what I call good luck. As they continue traveling the market, they spot some lanterns. Mulan picks a round lantern for her grandmother, a square one for her father, and one with tassels for her mother. Mulan likes the animal one shapes best, though. And for herself, she chooses her favorite, a dragon. Dragons are a symbol of power and good luck, and Mulan still thinks that she needs all the luck she can get. It's time to go home and prepare our New Year's Eve feast now, Mulan, her grandmother says. Can I help make the dumplings? Asks Mulan. Of course, replies her grandmother. I'll show you how to fold them up. The Thaw family steams fluffy white buns for happiness and reunion, makes dumplings for prosperity, and cooks noodles for long life. I think we're finally ready for the feast, right? Asks Mulan. Not quite, says Mama. First, we must pay our respects to our ancestors. Mulan helps her parents gather the food offerings for their ancestors. Now the ancestors can celebrate Lunar New Year too, her father says. On the way to the temple, Mulan accidentally drops one of the buns. I'm sorry, father. Will the ancestors be angry with me? Will this bring me more bad luck? No harm done, he reassures her. The ancestors will never know. Well, it's about time, cries one of the ancestors happily. I hope the chicken isn't undercooked, another jokes. The incense smells good. I think it's lavender. Lunar New Year is the best. Come, Mulan, it's our time to eat. her grandmother says as they all sit down to enjoy a delicious New Year feast. And it's a good thing too, because I'm starving, she says with a laugh. After dinner, Mulan heads to bed, dreaming of what Lunar New Year will bring and hoping that her luck will return. On New Year morning, Mulan wakes up and discovers a special gift under her pillow. Sunning Phylok, father, says Mulan. Happy New Year. Sunning Phylok, Mulan, says father. May the new year bring you great joy and happiness. Mulan looks out her window and sees that the Lunar New Year parade has begun. She runs out to watch the procession with grandmother, father, and mama close behind her. In her rush to get to the parade, though, she trips over her skirt and falls down. Are you okay, Mulan? Her mother asks her, helping her up. Can my luck get any worse? Mulan wonders. Her father quickly picks Mulan up and places her on his shoulders. Now you've got the best view in the house, he says. Mulan smiles all the way to the parade. Boom, clang, clang, boom. As they walk farther, though, Mulan has to cover her ears. Loud noises scare away evil spirits and the Nyan, the fairy tale beast that lives high in the mountains, says her father, comforting Mulan. The beast is said to come down once a year to attack the villagers. Look, Mulan, Mama exclaims. It's time for the dragon dance. They cheer and clap as the dragon withers past them. The longer the dragon dances, the more good luck it brings, Mama tells Mulan. I do love Lunar New Year, Mulan says, lighting the firecrackers, watching the parade with you all. Not such bad luck after all, Mulan's grandmother asks. I think, Mulan says, good luck is having my family to share Lunar New Year with. The end. And so again, that was Mulan's Lunar New Year, written by Natasha Yim and illustrated by Sophie Lee as part of our Folktales with Folklorama. Come back all month long for our Folktales with Folklorama segment and series, rather, for I Love to Read month. I see there are a few more comments here. Tanya has asked, what's your favorite tradition? I personally love the meal as a family together the day before Lunar New Year. We eat all as one big family. It's a symbol of unity. There is a tradition or superstition, if you will. Sometimes that line has been blurred. In fact, I personally do think it is blurred. But there is a superstition or tradition, if you will, to make sure you eat fish on that night, because the word fish is a pun in Chinese for surplus and abundance, and that surplus or abundance being wealth or money. However, that fish needs to be left over. So you can't eat the whole fish, you got to leave it over for the next day, because that leftovers is seen like that leftover of money. So you can call it a tradition, you can call it a superstition. I think that line has been blurred, but that's one of my favorite things, is eating one meal as a family all together. Sometimes it is not as easy as you think, and we take it for granted. So for that one night, it's definitely something that is super special. So I thank you all for joining us today. We invite you to join Donovan's live reading of Tales of Anansi the Spider this Sunday, February 14th. That is in 2 days at 4 p.m. on our Facebook page. Again, this is Folktales with Folklorama in lieu of I Love to Read Month. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Stay safe, stay warm. And for those that celebrate, have a happy Lunar New Year. Bye now.